Good morning, kids, and today we're checking out a brand new video from Dead Meat, the kill count for the 1989 movie Puppet Master, which we'll see in a moment is apparently one of James's favorite movies. So let's hop in and just see how good it is. Like I'm serious, he gives us some lot of praise.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims
Look
in all
how
our
happy
favorite
he
horror
is.
movies and show you how they were made. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're finally looking at Puppet Master, the beginning of the Ultimate Full Moon series, released on Glorious Home Video in 1989.
Wow, is
I've
he
covered
happy.
Full Moon fare like Demonic Toys and Evil Bong, but the indie
Oh,
film company
God.
is absolutely best known for Puppet Master, which was actually the first ever Full Moon feature. Producer Charles Band had led Empire Studios in the 80s, which made everything from Reanimator to Dolls to Ghoulies to From Beyond. You know, all the good shit. Empire collapsed in 88,
okay.
but Charles Band quickly regrouped and made Full Moon Entertainment, aiming to tackle the booming home video market with low-budget genre schlock. That's not derogatory, I love schlock. Also, as of right now, Full Moon has a Patreon/loyalty club, and they're offering a special
Hey.
deal for Dead Meat fans that involve their little tiny terror figures. Stay tuned to the end of this video for more details. Puppet Master was Full Moon's first film, and it was such a success on home video that they proceeded to make the
Well, I won't be saying for that. You guys will be able to check out the link in the description to see it yourself.
ever-loving shit out of them. Seriously, you want a franchise? This thing's got Puppet Masters 1, 2, 3, Toulon's Revenge, 4, 5, Curse of the Puppet Master, Retro Puppet Master, Puppet Master The Legacy, which you can pretty much
that-
ignore, Puppet Master vs. Demonic Toys, which
What
yes, indeed
the-
slaps, and then an awful Axis trilogy that's just, fucking awful. There was also an unrelated reboot kind of thing with some tasteless kills and, Nazis. And the
no.
Blade and Dr. Death spin-off films. Oh wait, there are also comic books, action figures, trading cards, and a free-to-play multiplayer game released last year on Steam. There's a lot
Holy
of fun puppet
shit.
shit, okay? The first Puppet Master stands
is a lot
apart
of
from its
puppets.
sequels by virtue of how weird it is. It's almost a Friday the 13th situation, where the franchise is more well-known through its sequels. I mean, we've still got puppets killing people,
Also, I
but the
never
plot
heard
is
of it till
centered
now.
around a horny group of adult psychics who gather at a hotel because of their dead friend. The puppets aren't really the focal point, and are competing for screen time with a whole bunch of other weird shit. Weird horny shit. I think most fans of the series enjoy the middle sequels the most, which focus a lot more on the puppets and their creator, Andre Toulon. Sometimes in the fight against
Oh,
Nazis
nice.
during World War II. Movies like the fourth and fifth ones are a lot more fun, whereas honestly, this first one is pretty slow and boring. I mean, the two main characters are just fucking wooden planks, but at least the other cast members are doing stuff. Now, I'm gonna talk a lot of shit about this movie.
Now hold on, Plank from Edda and Eddie could act better than those people. Put some respect.
Throughout the video,
I had
but
to.
please don't think that means I don't love it. I find it cozy as hell, and I love laughing at the weird parts, especially the weird horny parts. I've been a Puppet Master fan
okay.
since I was a kid, and I've always wanted to cover them on the Kill Count. But I'll only be doing the first one for now. We've got to see if you all care. I hope you do,
I
because this is the
understand.
kind of stuff that made me fall in love with horror in the first place. Hopefully, you too can fall in love with Jester, Tunneler, Pinhead, Leech Woman, and their noble leader Blade. And this guy who's just in one scene. Alright, hold up, get this.
Okay.
A bunch of psychics and a bunch of killer puppets walk into a hotel. Stop me if you've heard this one before. And the tunneler says to the Pinhead, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Were you about to tell a puppet joke?" Puppet James? You're alive?
Puppet James?
Yeah, there was a blue fairy. It was a whole thing. I know.
What are you
Whoa,
doing here
magic
again?
is real. Blah, blah, blah.
Wow, that's incredible, man. Congratulations.
Are you kidding me? To exist is to suffer. But what are you gonna do?
Hey, don't talk like that. There's plenty of great things about life.
Oh yeah? Name 3.
Just 3? That's easy as hell, man. In fact, I'll do you one better. In honor of the upcoming Valentine's Day, I'll give you 3 pairs.
That's really not necessary.
There's having a big bowl of popcorn while watching a movie, having a cup of coffee while reading a book, and listening to music, like Gorillaz, with today's sponsor, Raycons.
And that's my cue to cut the video. And we're back.
Puppet James, let's get to the kills.
Alright, here goes.
The movie begins with one of my favorite horror themes.
That actually is a pretty
Charlie's
good
brother
theme.
Richard Band composed this score, the same guy who brought us that banger theme for Reanimator. The Reanibanger! It's 1939 in Bodega Bay, California, home of the Matte Painting Hotel, the Bodega Bay Inn. A puppet man, nay, master, resides here, Andre Toulon, currently making Jester purty and alive.
Oh, so beautiful.
Oscar nominee William Hickey worked just 6 hours playing Andre Toulon. 4 years later,
Only
he'd go on to voice
Oh.
Dr. Finkelstein in A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Gone again!
One of his puppets,
Didn't know
slash
that.
upside down Steadicam op, sees that the Nazis have arrived. Not the Nazis! It runs back inside and through the hotel without most of these Muppet babysitters seeing it. This POV puppet is Blade, and we love him, folks.
Hey.
Well, this lady doesn't, but she's
Well,
wrong.
He doesn't have his blades yet. Apparently, he has a hook.
Look at the little guy! With a warning from
Oh,
Khan,
has
who
a
will
blade.
disappear after this scene, Toulon knows to pack up his puppets before these Nazis are at his door. Blade arrives just in time to join the luggage, and the trunk is stashed away in a secret wall hole. The Nazis get to his room, but Andre escapes them on his own terms. Sorry not sorry, Nazis! Get used to losing! 50 years later, in the present of 1989, four psychics assemble at that very same Bodega Bay Inn. They believe they were summoned here
Kinda
by
cool.
the spirit of their friend Neil Gallagher, who died recently. Since we have a body on display,
He's
and
dead.
he is indeed dead, I'll go ahead and put him on the count.
All
They
right.
meet Neil's widow, Megan, whom they didn't even know existed.
Somebody married Neil?
They learned that Megan inherited this hotel when her parents died 2 years ago. Neil promptly
Oh.
married her and tore the Bodega Bay Inn apart looking for Andre Toulon's secrets. The inn is played by the Castle Green apartment building, which was built in 1898 and isn't seaside at
Oh,
all.
damn.
It's actually an old Pasadena in Los Angeles. An image of the
Oh.
building was simply superimposed onto a shot of an oceanside cliff. Once upon a time,
That
this
makes
group
sense.
of psychics helped Neil track down the ancient Egyptian power of giving life to figurines. First, there's Dana Hadley, whom the others call the White Witch.
I prefer to think of myself as a nasty bitch.
Her day job is giving
Oh.
sham readings to marks at carnivals. That gives us some cool carnival B-roll, though it's not as cool as a 31-year-old Barbara Crampton doing a quick little cameo. She's getting a reading alongside her then-husband, David Boyd. If you want to see me and Barbara hanging out every week, check out the Scream Dreams podcast, which is co-hosted by Catherine Corcoran from Terrifier as well. While describing
Okay, that is
fake
kinda
visions,
cool.
Dana had a real
Thumbs
vision
up.
right in front of them, and that led her here to the hotel. Frank Forrester and Carissa Stanford are psychic researchers of the sexy kind.
I want you to recreate in your mind your wildest sexual fantasy.
And it ain't just Ponytail being horny on Maine either. Carissa's whole thing is feeling sexual energy in places.
Oh my God, Frankie.
Okay.
What?
This is a movie star bed.
And finally, the dude rocking my hairline is Alex Whitaker, an anthropology professor at Yale. His power is having prescient dreams, including a Neil nightmare that left him with belly blood on his mind, and leeches on his mind belly.
Ow.
So yes, these people do have actual psychic powers. Like
Ow.
Alex can feel on photos and get dreamy visions with crappy hard lighting. Dana wonders how they didn't sense that their friend Neil had died, but it ain't because the dude's not dead. He's stick a fork in him dead, or at least a hairpin. While they ponder that conundrum, they discover Neil was a
He did.
monster. Carissa senses that he raped a woman in this elevator. Oh man, I hate how much Neil's face here looks like John Flansburgh's in the Anna Ang video. God, that noise he's making? That don't sound like Flans. Puppet Master's weird-ass screenplay went through many
God.
changes. At one point, the group of friends was a coven of witches. While producer Charles Band came up with the title and some of the puppets, the original script was written by Kenneth J. Hall. Hall is a writer and effects artist who would go on to design that sack of snow shit Jack Frost
Ugh.
and the animatronics in Willy's Wonderland. He was
Hey.
also part of the OG Critters crew. Bam then hired
okay.
David Schmoller to direct Puppet Master. 10 years prior, he had made the awesome Tourist Trap. Schmoller rewrote the screenplay using an alias named after Pinocchio author Carlo Collodi. He added elements like the group's psychic
pretty
abilities
good.
and all the bondage stuff. He also requested that Blade's face be modeled after Klaus Kinski since he found the actor difficult to work with while shooting 1986's Crawl Space. It seems like there's some
I can see that.
acrimony between the writer, the director, and the producer, with Hall upset over Schmoller's script changes and both men accusing Band of not properly compensating them for the project.
Not that I've received any money for that over the years. I've been basically discarded.
I guess this movie's like
Oh.
the first Friday the 13th in more ways than one. Teresa the housekeeper don't like having these weird psychics in the hotel. Maybe she's got a thing against taxidermy good boys. But housekeeper
why would
Teresa
you?
ain't gonna have to care for long, thanks to Pinhead the coffin stuffer puppet. He grabs a fire poker and kills her with a single thwack to the head. Don't worry, Teeth, I'm
Whack.
sure that blood will sizzle right off. Things are strange irrespective of the killer puppets too. Neil's body is popping up in weird places, giving his widow a headache. Good thing she didn't see the shadow puppets right behind her. Dana thinks Neil's spirit is coming to kill them all and warns Alex
Oh,
to
that
protect
one was
himself.
fast.
I guess the chicken foot blood does the trick, since this POV puppet runs all around him without ever raising so much as a blade. Man, I hate how much they use the puppet POV. I want to see Blade, not see what he's peeping through those puppet peepers. What is he looking
Show
at
us
anyway?
Blade, not what Blade
Again with
sees.
that dog. Frank and Carissa busy themselves, having ghost orgasms in the tub and or dressing up like the weird kid from New Year's Evil. They embark on a quote sexual
yeah.
experiment.
Skip.
Wonder if they had to apply for grants. Actor Matt Rowe there has been on this show before, talking to a different deadly doll.
What's your name, buddy?
Chucky.
Blade takes a gander with his
Oh,
PO
yeah, that's
puppet,
funny.
and the little guy likes what he sees. Wow, even Bloody Birthday's the show with Tunneler. Hope he's getting plenty of quarters for it. As Frank tunnels into Carissa, Tunneler enters the room.
Thank you for
This
censoring
driller killer
that.
puppet was modeled after Italian fascist Benito Mussolini, which is slightly
Oh,
less
yeah.
weird when you
I can see
consider
that.
all the Nazi-fighting sequels later on in the series. Carissa hears something and goes to check it out, then holds her face below the bed long enough for Tunneler to charge at and kill her. How? By tunneling, of course.
Come on,
Eyes
like
with
you
a
wouldn't
red right
see
hand.
him and just
Frank is left
grab.
tied up and blindfolded, leaving him at the mercy of Leech Woman. Yeah, her name is Leech Woman. She's a woman who hacks out leeches. That's her power.
Uh-oh.
She has the curves of a woman. She will walk like a woman. And at the same time, she'll spit up a leech.
Other puppets are equipped with various weapons or are big strong, but Leech Lady just peeps out leeches. It is the most
Just
ineffective method of murder I've ever heard of, but it still kills Frank, you know, somehow, like eventually. The movie doesn't stay with
Well,
the scene
drains
long
the
enough for us
blood,
to
of
see it,
course.
but I mean, to be fair, film stock's expensive. Neil's body ends up in Dana's room next, maybe to see what the fuck's going on with her and that stuffed dog. She doesn't shake out any answers for him, though. Really, she just blows smoke up his ass. She gets her calves attacked by Pinhead and his big old giant man hands. The injury leaves her crawling down the hallway like the most useless person ever. And Pinhead easily
Useless.
catches up so he can... what? Just punch her in the face? Get out of here, Pinhead!
Heavily.
Going! Blade shows up and Dana briefly escapes him on the elevator, but he catches up through the ceiling hatch. He kills the psychic
Oh.
lady with his little knife hand by slitting her
Slice.
throat. And her death has an audience, too. An excitable jester who's pretty pleased with what he sees. The film's puppets were created by an actual puppet master.
You know, I wonder how his like face does that. Like how it changes. I get it spins, but then how does he change emotions?
The late David W. Allen, who was Oscar nominated for his effects work in Young Sherlock Holmes. He pulled from all sorts of inspirations for the designs, including Italian comedy and French Grand Guignol theater, German expressionism, and Renaissance art. I love how varied
Okay.
and interesting they all look. For all the drama surrounding who's responsible for what, I think a lot of this first film's success is due to Allen's work. He and his team used several techniques to bring the puppets to life. There were animatronics engineered by Mark Rappaport, who would go on to do effects work in movies like 300 and I Am Legend. There was stop
Cool,
motion, which
cool.
proved to be quite time-consuming. That 12-second shot of Pinhead in the coffin took 2 days to create. And of course, there were, well, puppets. And even that was complicated. One character could take up to 5 people to operate. Several versions of each puppet were built for different purposes, including stunt puppets that could get the shit beat out of them. And for Pinhead, actress Cindy Sorensen both puppeteered and played his meaty hands. Those were her fists punching Dana in the face. Alex is woken up by
Ow.
Megan, who takes him to the hotel's abandoned upper floors. Inside a white ballroom, she dances with Neil, who's clad in a crappy knockoff Phantom mask. They dance for freaking ever while Alex just watches until Neil takes out a gun. Horror journalist Nat Bremer, a guy who literally wrote the book on this franchise, compares this first film
Oh,
to
damn.
Italian genre films. It has a dreamlike, surreal tone, where random things seem to happen, just like in a lot of giallos. Hell, Dana's vision seems to be directly inspired by a similar one in Deep Red. Puppet Master looks the part too, thanks to Italian cinematographer Sergio Salvati. He was a frequent
Whoa.
collaborator of Lucio Fulci and shot films like City of the Living Dead, Zombie, and The Beyond. Alex wakes up from
Neat.
his dream safe in bed.
What's happening, Alex?
Okay, never mind. He was still asleep, but he wakes up from that dream safe in bed. But then he has the same exact experience his dream foretold. Megan knocking on his door and leading him to the hotel's abandoned upper floors. I get that Alex's power is
Okay,
precognition,
nothing
but
about
do
heads
we
in the
really
bed?
have to watch all of this shit again? I mean, we're just padding at this point. I'm starting to get American graffitied off. That 10-minute intro was bad enough. Instead of showing him a ballroom, Megan shows Alex the journal of Andre Toulon.
Like my other puppets, they mirror the soul of their master, and with me they are harmless, but I fear what they are capable of if placed in the wrong hands.
Wrong hands like that
Uh-oh.
bastard Neil Gallagher! Alex and Megan find the corpses of the other
That's
psychics
not
set
good.
around the dinner table in all their dead and tunneled glory. Then they're confronted by Neil Gallagher in the flesh, here with an army of candles and a whole bunch of puppets.
Wait, how's he
way
alive?
more candles than puppets, though. That's a lot of candles. Neil confirms that he did indeed die, but now he's back, baby, and not in Pog form.
Using the techniques of the old puppet master, I brought myself back to life.
Thanks to his resurrection, now he can live forever! And since he's mastered it for himself, he doesn't need to play with puppets no more. Oh shit, don't throw Jester,
Hey.
dude. You'll break his face. And the other
Don't treat him
puppets
like
will
that.
remember that. Also, looks like they don't approve of domestic violence. Neil starts
Oh,
mollywopping
damn.
Alex, but soon enough, Pinhead the puppet starts mollywopping Neil. He gets locked inside the elevator with the
Mollywop?
puppets he's betrayed, and they're ready to tunnel an apology out of him. He tries to escape, but they're about to put a pin in that plan. Blade cuts off his fingers, getting him
Oh.
fluid all over the carpet, and then all the puppets descend on him with stabs, more drilling, a sensual temple massage, and of course the leeches. Sure, leech
Oh,
woman,
God.
get in there with your weird shit too. She orally craps a blood slug into his mouth, the final little salty insult before a neck snap kills Neil Gallagher.
Oh,
Again, glad to see
snap.
that guy go. Why are you two crying? That dude was an asshole. The next morning, Alex
Because of how
leaves.
brutal it
What the
was?
fuck, man? I thought
don't
you were
know.
trying to get with this chick. The movie ends with Megan in the hotel by herself, save for Dana's stuffed dog Leroy, who suddenly finds itself reanimated. Okay,
Aw.
how many strings of life were cut by a group of deadly puppets? Let's find out and get to the...
Eternal good boy. Wait a minute, what? Oh, it's James and James. I meant James and James, yeah. See? Oh my god, James. Can you speed this up? Can I speed this up? Yes, I can. Good.
I counted 7 kills in Puppet Master, with the victims consisting of 3 women and 4 men. Well, 3 men, but Neil died twice. Anyway, that gives us this almost even puppet pie chart. This count and gender breakdown has been seen 7 times before on this show, with 5 of those occurrences
Classic.
during sequels. I found that mildly interesting.
Yeah,
With a
that is
runtime of
kinda
89 minutes,
interesting.
Puppet Master had a kill on average every 12.71 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw
bad.
for coolest kill to Neil Gallagher, the second time. Even though his death ultimately came at the hands of a neck snap, he ran the whole gamut of puppet punishment, down to the
Oh.
ineffective leeches. Dom Machete for lamest kill will go to Neil Gallagher the first time though, since his friends walked in and, you know, he was already dead in a casket.
Yeah.
And that's it. Puppet Master was released direct to video in 1989 and was called one of the best movies of the year by Joe Bob Briggs. Yeah, check it
Oh.
out. Check it out. If this episode does well, I'll look at the sequels, at least some of them. But next week, we're taking a trip to the boardwalk with the Lost Boys. Until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been The Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching this.
Well, folks, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below. And I'll see you folks next time when we flick on. Peace out.